Huh? I already alert everybody.
We are live. Hello,
Oh,
hello.
hi, hello everybody. Hi, and good afternoon. Tuesday, rainy day. Is it raining outside, Lillian?
No, it's cloudy, but it's cool and cloudy, but not raining.
It's, it's raining in the north. I think soon the rain will go over to your side in the east. So good
Okay.
afternoon, every one of you. Hope you're having a nice lunchtime. Welcome to
Lunch.
our YouTube channel, Voices of Courage, Courage to Build series. My name is Julia, and with me today here again is
Lillian.
Yay, Lillian. Okay, today, Lillian, what are we going to talk about today? We have
Today,
S, we have
mm,
H. Today is A.
ta-da!
What are
Yes,
your abilities and skills?
yes, abilities and skills. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we actually covered a bit. We actually touched a bit about this when we were talking about natural talents. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you want to do a quick recap of this about the
Natural
natural
talent.
talents. Yeah. Okay. Let me.
Okay, so yeah, we talk about how each and every one of us has natural talents. For example, we give a very good example is both of us, our daughters are naturally talented in the area of arts, right? And how we define them is they don't need to be taught. They actually self-taught and they learn very fast. And from there, they will, experiment. They do it on their own, and they have that natural talent to produce work of art and stuff like that. So that's what we have gone through, and we also talk about other things that people are naturally talented in area of music, in maybe speech, maybe like a very good debater. Yeah, so that's and the reason why we also focus on natural talent, because in the earlier part when we talk about spiritual gifts, it was more for those who are believers in faith, Christians, and we thought that okay, since this shape thing is for everybody, so we dedicated one more series or one more episode to talk about natural talent so that it applies to everybody who's listening in. Did I miss
Yes.
anything?
That's a good coverage, a good recap of what we talked about in our previous episodes.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I think in today's episode, we want to go into the direction of like really recognizing our abilities,
Yep.
because it is very important that we recognize these abilities and skill sets, because they are clues. They are clues to our calling.
Mm.
They are not there by chance. They are not there by accidents. They are actually clues deposited in us for our calling here on this time on the planet Earth. So it's
Yep.
very important to discover and to uncover and discover all these abilities and skill sets that you have, right? And one more point that I want to highlight is that we do have, if not dozens, but probably hundreds of untapped, unrecognized, unused abilities that are lying dormant inside of us. Yeah. So, how do you, Julia? Do you have experiences, or you come across episodes in your life where you realize that, hey, I didn't know that I have these abilities or skill set until you had the opportunity to be doing something or contributing something, be it volunteering or helping someone, but you never know that you have these abilities, but because you contributed and gave the time and effort to it, then you realize that, hey, I didn't know I can do this. Do you have incidents like that?
Yeah, I remember because I have never been the one to tell myself that I'm a creative person, right? And not very hands-on person. So until when I was just okay, just innocently surfing on the internet, and then I came across a website that
Mm.
teaches people how to create jewelry. So I was just,
Ah,
such an interesting thing, right? Because I always see people create. Then it was just a natural curiosity to see, oh, how is it being done? So when they provided like the step by step, I was like, hey, actually I can do that. So I bought the tools, I bought the
ah,
materials, and I follow. I really follow step by step, and I can
mm,
create. And I was like, hey, actually I didn't know that I have this in me to be able
mm.
to create something. And after that, from then on, I started to create, to be a bit more creative in terms of coming up with different design. And so I just realized that number one, can make jewelry. Number two, I can be quite creative in making jewelry. Yeah, so that's how I
Mm.
discovered my abilities. Yes.
Ah,
Mm.
okay. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I mean, thanks to for mentioning this incident, because that helped me to remind me of my incident of discovering my creativity as well. Yeah, I had the opportunity to run workshops and programs inside the Singapore Girls Home, right?
Mm,
So I
yes.
remember, I mean, I was better at curating and organizing the program, and then rallying people, trainers to come in to do the training, in the area, specifically in the area of arts, because I don't see myself having that creativity in arts, and crafts. But then there's this specific program that we wanted to do, but because of the timing, right? Wow, the trainers and the arts teachers and trainers, they can't make the time to help out, you know. And we have already promised and submitted and it's approved that we will be running this program. So I was like, oh no, how? I can't find any trainers, any arts teachers. So no choice. I have to do it myself. And I have to, like, I went Google search, I watched lots of tons and tons of YouTube. And then, because I have so I in the process, right, I discovered that, actually I'm pretty resourceful. That's number one. Okay.
Okay.
And then having, finding out all the different types of that program is specifically doing upcycling of fabrics,
Ah,
and
okay.
fashion design, and all that,
Okay.
so first of all, I'm not a fashion designer, right?
Yes.
I don't even know how to sew, like those to actually create a piece of fashion. Yeah.
Mm.
So what do I do then? Yeah. Cannot just give up, right? You have to deliver.
Yes.
Yeah, you're like forced into a situation that you have to deliver. So I go and research, I go and watch tons and tons of video, and I practice. I go and take together all the scrap fabrics, and I started to do all the headbands, wristbands, and all sorts of different types of knots and all that, and even leading and facilitating the whole process of a fashion design program.
Mm.
And the end of it is, finally I managed to also get some help lah, from the outside sewers to sew the pieces together for the girls. Yeah, because they can't use the sewing machine inside now, right? So we have to bring all their design and everything. Wow, so the entire process was like, after I finished the whole thing, I realized that, wow, I didn't know I can conduct a fashion a fashion design program. Yeah.
Well
So
done.
it's amazing, isn't it? So, like,
It is.
if you never try, you
You
never
never
know
know.
that
Yes,
you have that
absolutely.
ability. And it's not how well you do it, right? It's like from a 0 to 10 scale, for example. Usually, when you ask people, you know, do you have these skill sets or abilities? The first thing that they will go to is they will go to comparing, right? Whether they are
Yes.
good at it or not. So they determine whether how well they are. No, they determine whether they have the abilities or not by the benchmark of how well they are able to do that. So if
Mm.
they think that they are not good at doing this, then they equate it to, no, I don't have the abilities, right? So
Yes.
it's not about how well you do it. It's about whether you actually can or cannot. Like,
Yeah.
I can actually braid. I may not be the best braider, but I can braid. So that is already, you have that abilities already. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is one example lah. Yeah.
I think a lot of people have that innate ability. Sometimes it's either they don't discover it because maybe like you and I, there's no opportunity open for them to discover, or they are not alert,
Mm,
or they just fearful or trying.
mm,
So, you know, fear of maybe people laughing at them, feel like, people questioning them, why are you doing this? It doesn't, relate to what you are or who you are or what you're doing as a job or entrepreneur. But so people are like just holding back. But I think if you have a mindset of like open mind, willing to learn new things every day, I'm sure that
mm.
whatever innate abilities will just pop out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just want to read this short paragraph from Purpose Driven Life, where we got this shake
Yeah.
acrostic from, right? He
Mm.
says here, our brain, right, can actually store 100 trillion facts. Our mind, right, can handle 15,000 decisions a second, as is the case when your digestive system is working. That's how fast our body system can work. And our nose, right, can smell up to 10,000 different odors. Your touch can detect an item 1 is to 25,000 of an inch thick. Your tongue can taste one part of a quinine. I don't even know what measurement is that. In 2 million parts of water. That goes to
Wow.
tell us. That just goes to tell me, right? We are a bundle of incredible abilities, and really an amazing creation of God that we are not even aware of.
Yeah, and probably we have not even touched that potential that's in us, right? Maybe we just the tip of the iceberg. There's so
Yep.
much more to discover.
Mm.
Yeah.
And pertaining to the brain, right, we also know that research has shown that we only use a fraction of our the brain cells or in our brain only, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so much more untapped um, potential in us, the
Mm.
abilities. Yeah.
Yes.
So, like, take for
Okay.
example,
Mm.
yeah, you have comments, is it?
Yes. Just want to say hello to Lynette.
Hello,
Hi,
hello, hi, Lynette.
Lynette. Good vibes, good vibes, good
Yeah.
vibes. How are you? Thank
What
you
what
for
are
listening
your
in.
abilities? Right,
Yes,
Lynette,
yes.
share your
Share.
abilities.
Share your abilities. Don't say your ability to eat, okay? Share your abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you were saying, Lillian,
Mm, I forgot what I was saying.
live show. You love the
Yeah,
live shows.
seriously, I forgot what I was saying. I lost my train of thoughts.
Yeah, we are talking about the mind. We're only using this little bit part of the mind.
Yeah. So we are a bundle of incredible abilities that is untapped. So
Mm.
yeah, take for example, if you were to create um if you want to run a business, you know,
Yeah.
simple things like, if you want to create some online awareness for yourself, your own personal branding. I mean, personal branding
Mm.
is your expertise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So usually, you can. What are some of the skill sets that are needed in order to do that? What are some of the abilities needed?
Writing.
Mhm.
Can I say critical thinking? Because
Critical.
yeah, need to know how to position yourself. What else? Writing, designing some simple graphics.
Huh?
Yeah,
What else?
and the courage to show up.
And the ability to actually operate all these digital device, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, be it the laptop version or the mobile version. Yeah,
Mm.
the ability to navigate through different social media platforms.
Yeah.
Ah, what else?
Multi
This
ability
example
to
alone. Yeah, just list down. We use this example. I just want you to see, want every one of us to see, just from this one example alone, the mind blocks that we have. in listing down the abilities and skill set that we actually have, but we think we don't have.
uh, ability to use the different platforms to help you schedule your content, ability
Okay.
to use like Google Drive, Google Docs
Uh-huh.
to help you to keep all your information, your content,
So organizing skills, right?
organizing
And the
skills,
organizing
yes,
skills.
yeah,
Okay.
and personal branding and the ability to also doing networking on social media. Yeah, right. Your
Okay. Working
response, how you
skills.
respond to other people and stuff like that. Yeah,
Hmm. Hi, this is Jasmine.
yeah, Jasmine.
Jasmine, right?
Um, hello, our makan guru.
Yeah. Hey, Lynette say multi-talented. Ooh, list down some of your talents. List down some of
Yeah,
your abilities. And Jasmine
Jasmine
says,
say,
we are all skilled to do many things, whether it has been unleashed. So, what are
and
some of your abilities and skill set, Jasmine?
I tell you one of I very amazed with her. So I did her I was on her FB live on Monday, right? So it's the Chinese version. So we were, and it's a bit weird for me to converse with her in Mandarin because we are always in speaking to each other in English, right? So suddenly I have to speak Chinese with her. That is like wow, 讲不出, like that's so so like oh my god, if I am not very good in delivering, what I want to say, that is a bit awful for me, very scary for me, right? Very embarrassed. But she was very encouraging on this. Then after that, she said, "Okay, let's pray," and she prayed in Chinese. I was like, wow. And the words she used, the things she says, so wow. So that's her ability. I mean, to me, like that's a very good ability for her to really be able to be multilingual, to converse both in English and Chinese. And I'm always very amazed if people can, talk about their faith in Chinese, pray in Chinese especially. Yeah. So Jasmine, well done, your abilities, showing me your
Yeah.
abilities.
Yeah, multilingual or bilingual or multilingual is
Yeah.
another abilities and skill set as well, right?
Mm.
And being able to respond and think on your feet, yeah, those are also skill sets and abilities. And some people, many of us would not actually even list that down as an ability.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. So just by one example here alone, right, we can see you can list down dozens of abilities and skill sets already. Yeah, but yet many times, many of we hear a lot of women out there who feel very lack of confidence. Yeah,
Mm.
and not being aware and recognizing their own strength and abilities. All these abilities that they have. Yeah, and because they tend to compare
Yes.
how well
Yeah.
instead of whether they have it. Even if it's on a scale of 0 to 10, right? Even if it's a 1, right? It means that
Mm.
you have that ability, and there is the possibility of you improving it and moving it from a 1 to a 3 to a 5, and then eventually to a 10 even, right? So that's the whole idea of to jumpstart the awareness that we do have lots and lots of untapped, unrecognized, dormant abilities lying in us, inside of
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
And I think maybe sometimes they feel that whatever abilities they have now or they have, they don't consider that as ability. Maybe they just consider as just maybe something normal, something that is expected of them. Yeah. So that's why when you ask them, the ability, sometimes they say, "Oh, don't have lah, don't have," or not very good. But they didn't realize that they actually what they are doing is actually an ability, and they are very good at it. So maybe it's a situation where they don't recognize it as their ability. Yeah.
So I think the key here to we want to help our audience to actually recognize and be aware of is that uh, we do have abilities. It's a matter of whether you are aware and recognizing it and embracing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you say that you don't have any abilities, lah, I want to guarantee you that you have at least five abilities for a start. You have the ability to breathe. Have the ability. Some, for those of us who have the ability to walk, because there
Yeah.
are others who don't have the ability to walk. So oftentimes we take walking as a, for granted. Where there are people who can't walk, right? You
Mm.
you have the ability to grasp things, to
Yes.
touch. Yeah, there are people who have such damaged skin that
Mm.
even a touch is so painful and torturous for them. Yeah, you have the ability of scent, of taste, right? Hearing. Yeah, see, I have hearing issues. All right, but I still consider myself have the ability to hear, even though I'm depending heavily on one side. Although the other side is not as good in hearing, but I still have the ability compared to those who totally cannot hear.
Mm.
How many already I've listed?
5. Let's see what
Yeah.
Jasmine has to say.
Okay,
Laugh
let's
out
hear it from
loud.
Jasmine.
Thanks
Okay, she
always.
said, first of all is,
Mm.
haha, thanks.
Mm.
Always not
Not
forgetting the
forgetting the roots.
roots.
Yep, her Mandarin speaking ability. Maybe because I like
Because
to
I like
talk.
to talk.
Ah, you and Anita make a good pair.
And yeah, she's right.
Yeah, five
She knew that I
senses.
was going for the five senses and even
Yeah.
more. If you want to be more. I guess the word is gratitude here. Yeah, because when we have the mindset and the attitude of gratitude,
Mm.
and we begin to be thankful and list down, what are the things that we are able to do, and those things you will realize that those are your abilities. Yeah, it may seems very natural because or insignificant
Yeah.
because it is common, right?
Mm-hmm.
But common again is your own definition lah. Because in the world, in the environment that you live in, it may be common, but in another environment it may not be common, right?
Yeah. Agree.
Mm.
Agree wholeheartedly.
Okay, what are your thoughts then? Any more thoughts about abilities and skill sets?
I think it's the willingness to just try or do it. Like if there's an opportunity, like for you to, let's say, participate in like marathon. You did, right? You did twice, right? Half marathon, yeah. So do it because maybe you have the ability to sustain a long run, the stamina to go for a long run instead of sprinting, right? So and then throughout, I really admire people who can do marathon because it's mental. It's really mental. For me, I think 100 meters I just drop off. I don't have that the one, I don't have the stamina. Two, I don't have that mental strength to really keep going on because the more you run, then after the fatigue will set in, the heat, everything, and then I think your mind will start saying give up, but you need to have that strength, mind strength to say continue to run. So that's the ability. I think, yeah, I think it's okay, you want to say something?
Yes,
Share with us
yes.
your experience in doing the half marathon twice.
Because you said, yeah, okay. Have you tried?
No.
See, there it is. You haven't tried, and you say you cannot.
Because I
I
don't like to
used to think
run.
like that as well because
No,
I
because I
also
don't
have
like to
tried.
run. I don't
Huh?
like to run. I don't like to run. I hate
I don't
running.
like
I
and
tried.
and cannot is different,
Yeah, because I hate running, right? So every time I say, okay, I must try to at least run,
That's
and
what I said
allow
also.
my
I
my
hate running.
escape.
I
Oh,
said the
I really
same
cannot.
thing. I said the same thing. I say I hate running. Yeah, I hate running. That's why I
Yeah, lah.
always resist in trying. Yeah, and don't want to try, and therefore, and I think, and I tell myself because I don't want, right? Then I tell myself I cannot make it. I cannot do this. But until that season in my life where I don't know what happened now, my mindset shifted, and I just want to prove that the body can achieve what the mind thinks, and of course with the encouragement of the support around me, and all the various factors that push me into doing it, not try it, doing it, and I realized that hey, actually I can.
Yeah, lah, already. Now I
You
had that.
see?
Okay, I must go. I must go and run. But because
Oh,
okay, my experience is okay, so I hate running, right? So the most I can do is power walk. So I'll do power walk with my husband at night because it's cooler, not so much traffic. So we walk about 4 5 click around our estate. So I
mm,
know I feel good. Then sometimes I was like, okay, let's try to after like 2 clicks, let's try to run the rest of the way lah. Run
mm.
halfway, not even rest the way. But then it's like, yeah, I think the mind is very weak. I think I agree what you say that your mind needs to tell your body, yes, you can do it
Yeah,
in
because
order
you
for
already
you.
say, right, I hate running. You by saying you hate running, right? The end already.
Okay, already right.
Yeah, your mind already okay. You're not going
Give
to
up.
run. Hate running.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
So halfway can't even finish. Then probably run like maybe just 50, 100 meters, stop and then just walk back. Okay, next
yeah.
time I will
Okay,
try.
let's look at the comments. Yeah.
Wow, so many comments.
Jasmine say skills
Skills
can be
can be
learned
learned.
and taught. Okay.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
Jasmine. Hey,
Hello, hello,
Brenda.
Brenda. Brenda.
Brenda.
And Jasmine said, once you try it, you know you are not limitless. Okay. And then
You
she
fail
also
if you
said,
don't.
do I have to run too? Hello, this lady runs as well, right? She completed
Yeah,
marathons or
her
half marathons,
Facebook,
right?
her Facebook, she was showing us her running, right? So this morning with
Yeah.
Sarah, Hey,
I
yeah,
with Sarah.
Brenda.
Brenda say what? I cannot run. I fainted a few times after a long run. I can play sports though. Kneecap issue too.
Okay, okay,
This
Brenda,
one
don't
not
run.
netball player, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
netball
or
player,
badminton.
netball. She coached netball, right?
Yeah, so okay,
Jasmine
all these are
saying,
excuse.
you don't
Excuses.
want
Next
She
time
fainted
we
a few
organize a
times.
run.
She fainted a few times. Cannot don't play with her.
I fainted before also. I fainted. I was cycling and then halfway I just fainted. Thankfully the fall did not hit my head hard. Yeah.
Jasmine
So
just
yeah,
wants
I
everything
fainted
here.
before I went to see heart specialist before for a period of time. Yeah, but you see, that is after that still can run what? Ah, it's how fast you run. Ah. Nobody asks you to spring all the way, right?
Just want to overcome
Okay.
the fear.
Yeah.
Jasmine, awesome, and Brenda, not netball
Just
player, netball coach.
wow. Okay lah, win liao lor.
Coach. No need to run, coach under shout at people
Just use her mouth.
and the hands.
So she has the ability to direct,
Her ability
strategize.
to coach.
Yeah.
She's not even
See?
a netball
Ah.
player, but she has the ability to coach a team. Well done, Brenda.
So we identify your abilities for you.
And what else Brenda say?
Okay, what else did she say? Doctor issue letter to school.
Since primary
Okay lah, you
school.
win, you win, you
I
win.
have 7 plus 11 stitches on forehead. Next time I see your battle scar.
Hmm. Yeah, I think we should
Okay.
organize a short run jog lah. Those who don't run, we jog, we jog. The women of
Yeah,
courage
yeah.
Asia
Yeah,
jog.
Anita, ask Anita. Anita.
Anita lead the way.
Anita will lead the way to Bak Chor Mee. Yeah. Anita, give her the goal, no, you run 200, 300 km, we give you a lifetime supply of Bak Chor Mee. See how she run.
Okay lah,
Or
we run
marathon.
2.4 kilometer, and then after that we go bak chor mee. Yeah, Brenda, what?
Organize basketball or
Organize
netball,
basketball or
bowling.
netball,
Hey,
bowling. Is
bowling.
it?
Why
Hey,
not bowling?
bowling, you won't sweat, you won't perspire, what?
She won't
Okay lah,
even perspire.
don't run. Okay, basketball and netball, as if like no need to run, right?
Brenda will make you perspire when you do bowling.
Jasmine say basketball, yeah, high five. I want basketball also.
All the basketball players. Okay, awesome conversation about abilities. So yeah, so we find out that we have a lot of abilities and still have more to wow to come out to dig up.
So from these ladies, we can see that there are more sports, more athletics, more sporty kind of abilities, right? All surfacing already.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Brenda scolding us already. You
yeah.
You don't understand about bowling.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay,
What
Lynette.
else?
Kayak
Kayaking oh, okay, okay. I
instructor.
tried that before. I tried
I
that
also tried.
before.
I also tried
Yeah.
before.
See, I scared of water, but still still willing to try. Oh, hello, Benji.
And he says, hello. See, live show. He was
He also want to
clawing
be
at
on the
me.
live
Yeah.
show.
Okay, enough. That's all. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, I mean, the point here is recognizing your abilities, and
Mm,
not that you must be how well you are doing it. Then you consider it as your abilities.
ability, yeah.
Mm,
And I
yes.
guess it's finding your ability and then work on your ability. Yeah,
Mm,
it's something like for me, when I find that I have the ability to make jewelry, I started to learn even more different techniques, different designs, different ways, and through that, learn how to also to market jewelry. All this, yeah. So
ah,
ability upon abilities, yeah,
yeah. So again, want to repeat the point here, the takeaway here also is that our abilities and skills are clues. All right, they are clues to our calling. So
mm,
don't take them for granted. Don't despise any of your abilities, because they will come handy um, at at an appointed time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And also, when we say calling, right? Because I
Mm,
know that calling we always use it in our faith, like calling, call to the mission, whatever. But calling can be many things. Yeah, it
mm,
can be many things. Yeah, so don't limit as if like calling is only only reserved for certain group of people of faith. But everybody has a calling in life. Yeah,
yeah.
it depends on what your calling is.
And I would often connect that, especially for us in the entrepreneurial domain. Most of the time, I will connect it to your vocation. Yeah,
Mm,
because your vocation is an area of your calling as well, because what
yeah,
you do there is with your abilities, with your passion, your heart, right? Yeah, with all your heart you're doing it, with all your heart you're doing it, with your abilities, yeah, and natural talents and spiritual gifts. Yeah, so yeah, it's not just about, because it's a term, I guess it's a term that in certain faith group that we always use it lah. But if you want to
yes,
see it, is your purpose in life lah, your purpose in
yeah,
life, yeah, and in the area of your vocation, in your profession, yeah, those are the areas that you contribute and serve others. Yeah.
absolutely.
Mm.
Okay, Lina has something else to
Lynette.
say.
Okay. Oh, what?
She doesn't like running. She loves brisk walking. Yeah, I got a brisk walker with
Okay.
me.
Okay lah. We organize a brisk walk lah.
And not running. Pretend it's a brisk walk. Then I'm like, go and run. Let's run.
Uh, okay. So, yeah, so that's all we have for you in this discussion, in this chat for today, all about abilities and skill sets. So, of course, we will always want to leave you with an activity to do, right? It's
Yeah,
not all
I want
just
to ask what's the homework. I want to ask what's the homework.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, very simple. Be thankful. So probably the invitation to you for this episode is, have an attitude of gratitude.
Mm,
Maybe hopefully I can see some of your posts about what you are thankful for, the abilities that you have, what are some of the things that you're able to do, what are the some of the skill sets that you have that brings a blessing to others, that has encouraged others, that has motivated others, in any way. So be grateful about that. So a post of gratitude, yeah,
yeah.
about your abilities and skill set. Yeah.
And I also want to encourage to explore. Don't be
Mm,
afraid. Something pop up and if it's interesting and if you're very curious, go try it. Go and explore. Maybe some
yeah.
people like to cook, want to cook, but scared to, do it they're scared to burn their food, right? So just do it.
Mm,
Try burn food, never mind. At least you try. And then
mm.
maybe next round you won't burn your food, right? So yeah, encourage to go ahead, go and try, explore.
Mm, yep. So those are the two invitation for you to apply. All right. So hope, and then we hope to hear from you. How's
Yeah.
the experience, the trying part, and how do you feel after you know, do your gratitude post? Okay.
Okay. So
Mm.
what's the next episode?
Next
Mm,
episode, S.H.A.P.
no lah. Next episode is Lynette.
Oh, okay,
Thursday.
okay.
Next, Lynette is coming on.
Yes.
She is one of our Voices of Courage book contributor. So she will
Mm.
be with us Thursday. I hope you are listening, Lynette. We already
Yeah,
booked your
we hear
time.
all about
Yeah.
your thoughts and feelings. All
Yeah,
right.
so you are in the hot seat on Thursday, Lynette, 12:30. So come on board and let's get to know Lynette a bit more and also hear her story on how she feel and what the feelings, her story when she co-wrote Voices of Courage book together with us. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
And also not forgetting end of this month. Wow, Jasmine is who. Jasmine, when are you
She's very
coming on?
excited, excited.
Yeah. So yes, end of this month, Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. We have our monthly empowerment meeting, and yours truly will be sharing my expertise.
Mm.
And my expertise, I'll
One
share
way,
with you.
10 ways. One
Yes,
thing, 10 ways.
right. Something in 10 different ways. I also have a freebie for you. And it's going to be experiential as well, right? Because our monthly meeting is very experiential one.
Yep.
You won't find yourself sitting down and then just listening to us. You'll be doing something. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yep.
then second speaker is Catherine. Catherine will be sharing her story of courage.
Yep.
So can't wait to hear her story. Sure, it's going to
Mhm.
be very inspiring.
Mm.
So yeah, join us. The link is there.
Yeah.
Register today. So join us.
Yes.
It'll be
One
next
one thing
Tuesday.
I love about our monthly empower meeting is that it's a safe space, and many of us are given the opportunity to share. So it's
Yes.
unlike other meetings that we have attended. It's always like, you are always the one listening. But
Yeah.
in this monthly empower meeting, you get to share. Okay, so but that requires courage to
That's
step
what we
forward.
are all about. I want of
that's
courage.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we are all about, right?
Yeah, and
Encouraging.
then and then don't worry, all the leaders will egg you on, will give you like, come on, come
We'll
on,
cheer you on.
come on. And one thing I like about this group is we will not laugh at you, we will not like
Mm,
ridicule you, but we are so supportive. I will remember that when I was sharing my story of courage, when some of the leaders are sharing their story of courage, you can see the chat group were like, oh, hugs to you, love you, lots of encouraging words there. So really, it's really an
yeah,
amazing time for us, safe space,
yep.
very supportive space as well. Yeah, so join us.
Yeah, that comment, is not from ourselves. These are feedbacks that we hear
Yeah.
that came to us. Yeah, so that's why we will encourage that. Hey, we are doing the right thing. We are on the right track. We are
Mm-hmm.
really providing a safe space. So yeah,
Yes.
come join us. And again, I want to say, if you are still wondering, what are your abilities? Where is this? How does this abilities going to help you in your life? What's your purpose? What are the action steps that you can take, and all that, questions upon questions that you have. Don't worry. You can always book our time, to have a
Mm,
clarity session with us.
yes.
And yeah, we will have it's not just a chit chat, but really more of diving deep into understanding and your questions, and then gaining the clarity for yourself, so that
Mm,
you can move forward, or even
yeah.
just jump start that process of what you
Correct.
want to do, or have
Yeah.
been thinking for the longest time, but not
Yeah.
realizing it. Yeah.
Yes, it's going to be very hands-on because you need to do something. Like what Lillian says, not just chit-chatting, but there are things for you to do so that you can gain clarity. You're very focused.
Mm,
It helps you to like organize your thoughts, help you to think through, help you to
mm,
gain. Really, is about gaining clarity. Yeah.
yep.
So click the link.
Do
A
Yeah,
clarity
do
call
book
with
our
Jasmine.
time. Last but not least, gentle reminder that we are meeting every Tuesday and
Thursday,
Thursday.
12:30.
Yep. Yeah. So we'll see you next episode with Lynette.
Yeah, Lynette, so looking forward. Yeah,
Uh,
we
let-
were looking forward to you too.
yes, we are looking forward to seeing you too. Look at the elegant lady.
Yeah lah, so
She's so always
beautiful.
so elegant.
Mm, yeah, so nice.
Okay, that's all
Okay.
for today, and we
Yep.
see you in the next episode.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.